want to do is talk a little bit more about a story that we have been following closely. That is the
This is crazy. It
Hantavirus.
feels like
As
2019,
passengers who were aboard a
2020 all
cruise
over
hit by an
again. I don't
outbreak, many
understand
of
what's
them
going on.
remaining in quarantine. That includes about 18 Americans who are isolated in Georgia and Nebraska. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention reporting as of Thursday that 41 people across nearly a dozen states are being monitored for the potential for a hantavirus exposure. Now, we've also heard several news conferences here on Live Now from Fox from the World Health Organization. And I do want to bring in Tariq Yashavich with the World Health Organization in Geneva, joining us live to discuss all of the latest. And Tariq, thank you so much for taking the time to be here with us today.
Thank you, Josh.
Of course. And first off, I want to start by talking a little bit overall about the hantavirus itself. For folks who maybe are getting kind of bits and pieces here, can you explain exactly what the hantavirus is and what this specific virus itself, the Andes virus, is as well?
Okay, so
wait, the hantavirus is different from the Andes virus? I don't know. Let's hear what he got to say.
First, Josh, this is not a new virus. We know about hantaviruses. It's a group of viruses that are carried by rodents and can infect humans, causing a severe disease. Normally people get infected by getting in touch with droppings, saliva, urine of those rodents. But in some cases, there could be a human-to-human transmission, especially with this type of hantavirus that we are talking right now, and this type of hantavirus that we know can be transmitted from one person to another.
Oh, so the Andes is a type of hantavirus. Okay, I get it now. Right.
What are health officials watching most closely right now? And I also do want to emphasize that all health officials, the CDC, the World Health Organization, saying there is really a low risk here. We're not talking about an epidemic, a pandemic. It's just being watched closely because of what's happening here. But what?
Let's take a pin for a little bit. So basically what's going on here is hantavirus, well, in regards to the United States, there are, let's see, Washington, California, Arizona, Texas, North Dakota, Minnesota, Georgia, Virginia, Maryland, and New Jersey. So there are about a dozen states. People are in isolation and being closely monitored by the CDC, so they won't spread this virus. So it's like 41 people in those 11 states that are potentially exposed and have the hantavirus. So let's stick a pin here. So basically they're saying now it's not a epidemic or a pandemic. It's a disease that they're watching. It's a situation that they're watching very closely to really prevent it from spreading. And people shouldn't be like alarmed. I don't know. I think this is serious, and I'm going to take it. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt, but I'm going to take it more serious than what they are portraying it to be. Because I understand they don't want people to get panicked. They don't want the world to get panicked. But I think eventually this might happen. People who are traveling right now, in the coming months, if this thing spread, might pretty much stuck overseas or stuck in different countries. So myself traveling right now, and I got to be very careful. And I don't know, I think this is like a replay, or this is going to be like a replay of 2019, 2020 and 2021 and beyond. Because look, there's a few states here in the United States that people are in isolation and in quarantine, and they're trying to get this thing under control, or prevent it from going crazy and spreading all over the place. Where it came from, no one seems to know, just like they said about COVID. they didn't have actually information of where COVID came from, just like this. But basically, they're saying that this is spread through rodents, and if you get in contact with any type of biological material from rodents, specifically feces, urine, spits, or whatever from feces, from rodents, this is how it's spread. And basically they're saying the Andes strain typically spread from people to people, but I don't know, I just feel like this is gonna be serious if it ever breaks out. How it gonna impact people traveling overseas, a lot of digital nomads or people who are living in different countries who are Americans, or who that are on temporary visas and might end up stuck in. I just hope that this doesn't stop the world from revolving, for lack of a better term, and really slows down travel and slows down commerce, and like have everyone in a temporary lockdown situation, because
Our health
this is
officials
really
watching most
crazy.
closely.
So hear what they gotta say.
Well, what we are trying really to understand is really level of human-to-human
Crazy,
transmission, how it has been transmitted on this ship. So far there are 11 cases. 8 of them have been confirmed by laboratory testing. All these people have been on this ship. So we have to understand really what was the mode of human-to-human transmission. We know it happened, but how exactly it happened. We also try to understand how it got on the ship, where it got on the ship, and where was that contact between human and animal world. So the first case has been affected, then embarked on the ship. We are also obviously looking to science to see where we are with possible diagnostics, with therapies, with vaccines. So far, there is no specific treatment nor vaccine for hantavirus Andes type, but this is something that definitely scientists are going to look at.
Wow, so there's no treatments, no vaccine for this specific type of virus, for this hantavirus? I thought I heard he said that they know about this virus from, it's like a known virus, and they have no vaccines or treatments. Yeah, this is wild. This is crazy.
As we do for all the other viruses that could cause public health events and concern with larger public.
It's important to note this is getting a lot of
we
media
got on that
coverage.
ship, by
a
the
lot
way.
of people are paying close attention to it, especially considering what happened there on the cruise ship. And the big question I want to pose to you here, how concerned overall should the public be about hantavirus and the Andes virus?
Well, we assess the risk to general public being low. However, we are taking this event very seriously, and you have seen, because it's a cruise ship with people of different nationalities on board, with a ship moving from one country to another.
Let's stick a pin right there. Listen. I think everyone should be very, very extremely concerned about this virus. You know what I mean? I'm not going to take this thing lightly, because this is my life. The officials are trying to really pacify the situation. From my perspective, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to pacify the situation to prevent fear. But at the same time, I believe the situation is very, very dangerous. Based on what they're saying, this is a known virus. They have no vaccines, no treatment for it. So basically, they're going to have to do some research and come up with a vaccine or treatment for it. And it is serious. You guys should take it very serious. I think people on a whole should take this very serious and try to limit themselves to exposure. You know what I mean? You gotta limit yourself to exposure, and you gotta be careful while traveling. And this might have some ramifications that, just like how COVID happened, and what were the impact of COVID, this might be the same thing. I don't know. I'm just saying it might be. So I'm not gonna take what the officials are saying. You shouldn't be too concerned, because this is by the way, listen. So basically what I'm getting from this is this ship was coming from Argentina, and then this ship somehow docked in Argentina, and that's when the first cases was documented, pretty much. Like, you have people coming all over the world, going on these cruises, flying into busy. Like, I don't understand the cruise ship situation, and how, you know, because you have, who to tell? Like, a cruise lasts for like 10, 15 days or whatever it is, and who to tell that those people who are on that ship, where they could trace the origin from of this virus, who to tell that all those people are not somehow contract this disease, or somehow was impacted by this disease, and then they fly to all over the world where they came from, like different, you know, because on a cruise there's different people from different nationality, and they go in the airport, they fly over the world, they fly back to their home countries, they're getting in close proximity with other people, and this might be a domino effect that is waiting to unveil. And it's just, you got to take this thing seriously. You got to take this thing seriously. And I do think that this might impact the travel industry on a wider scale if this thing doesn't, you know, get under control, or this thing become a pandemic or an epidemic. So you got to take this thing serious, guys. And people living in different countries, and, you know, people from the States who are digital nomads, who are traveling, who are living in different countries, I guess, like, these countries are, you know, working in conjunction with the World Health Organization and try to, like, really get this thing under control. So we might see travel impacts, we might not see travel impacts, we might see some countries close off their borders to the world, to be honest with you, just like what happened in during COVID. So this is serious, guys. And you know, if you're overseas right now as a digital nomad or expat or whatever it is, and you might think you need to come back home here in the States just to have some sort of better safety, I think you guys should put that into consideration and do what's best for you. By the way, this is Jermane's Views. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and we out from here.